It didn't stop them.
No,
they found another way. Find another way. There's always another way.
This topic might be a little
That cracks me up when I hear
so
people
everybody know
like,
about
make
what
it out,
happened with
make it out of the hood. They finally successful in rap, and the hood's like,
recent interviews, and basically his whole thing is he grew from that. You know, he had a situation in which, like, he said that his sister was raped and that he wanted to, like, you know, find the first black man he saw and, like, kill him. And a lot of people are, like, torn, like, oh, is he racist? He's still not racist. He's saying that he grew from it. So my question to ask all of you is basically, do you think a person, using him as an example or any other situations, do you think that people can change or grow from being racist?
Absolutely. There's no question. There's no question.
You have to want to.
Yeah. Because you got to remember one thing about racism. Racism, nobody's born racist. That's first and foremost. Like, you look at two kids playing, a white kid and a black kid will play just fine, but then the only time they have a problem is when their parents come by, like, oh, no, you don't play with them. You know, we play with our kind. You know what I'm saying? So racism is something that's taught. And when you have something that's taught, it can be untaught. Okay? So, like, you have plenty of examples of people, like skinheads who go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Befriend mad black dudes in prison. And all of a sudden, now they're not racist anymore. Now they have to go get those tattoos removed. You know what I'm saying? All those Nazi tattoos and all that kind of stuff removed. You know what I'm saying? Racism can absolutely be grown from. There's no question about it.
The problem with it is the damage that you've done previously. After you've made your newfound, you know, life of accepting people for who they are. Like in American History X.
I like that movie.
That was one movie where he goes in, he's a straight just racist. Not even he's just a straight bigot.
He was a Nazi, right?
Straight Nazi. You know, he goes in, he makes a friend with black people, and then he realizes, you know, the black guy actually had his back the whole entire time and told us, you know, told the black guys, you know, don't fuck with him. You know, don't mess with him. That's the only reason. And it ended. You want to know what's so funny? The skinheads in there, the Nazis in there, are the ones who fucked him up. But oh my Jesus! But you know, what fucked him up is the damage he did before he got in jail, which means his influence is on his brother.
Yeah,
it's the influences that you have before you hit rock bottom and you turn anew that come up and fuck you up. Like in that movie where, you know, he comes out and everybody's looking at him like, yo, you were the shit. What the hell happened? You know, they're expecting you to be this one way. And then, you know, you're telling people, I'm not like that anymore. What do you do? What do you do with that?
Because somebody was like, all right, will we be having this discussion about Liam Neeson had he killed the black man? Will we still be thinking about like a person growing from racism?
That's also the difference between thinking away and acting on it. That's like saying, yeah, I'm thinking about robbing a bank. I'm really considering robbing a bank. There's a difference between saying you want to do it, thinking about it, and actually doing it. That's two different things.
And all of us had irrational thoughts.
Yeah. My only issue with the whole Liam Neeson statement was when you use the term black bastard. Like, I wanted to kill the first black bastard I saw. It didn't hit the ear right for me,
He
personally.
should have said black person.
Yeah.
But do you think that maybe in that moment, like, because, you know, trauma is trauma, right?
Okay.
And do you think that when he was speaking, he's speaking in a tone in which he kind of went back into that moment?
But for me, it still doesn't hit me right because
you grew.
If a white person did that to my sister, that's like me. Well, I wanted to kill the first white. No, my mentality would be like, I was looking for the bastard that did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's different. But to say I want to kill any white person, I can't, like, again, it's hard for me, in fairness, because it didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So everyone reacts to things differently. But just the term used in that, like, anytime something has happened to anyone I care about, my reaction was always, I want to find the person that did it. Not the whole race.
Right.
Just because you're Mexican, I'm going to beat up this. No, it's the person that did it. You know what I'm saying? That's where the energy goes to. So if your energy automatically shifts to the whole race and you use black bastard to describe it, it just didn't hit the ear right for me, coming from someone who has been a fan. So I can understand people that are like, I don't want to support him no more. That's cool. Yeah, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So That's just
because it wasn't the whole race that did it. It was one specific person.
Yeah. So it speaks to a mind frame when people say, "Well, see, that's the mind frame that got Trayvon killed." That's the mind frame. You're essentially the Zimmerman that didn't find. Because what would have happened if this black person would have, "Hey, Liam," and I ran up to you and I'm a fan.
See, that's the thing about it though. He didn't say the first black person he saw. He said the first black person that messed with him. Isn't that what he said? He didn't say like he was searching the streets just looking for a black person, because how hard is it to find a black person? What he said was he was waiting for the first black person to mess with him so that he could do something. Which I'm not vouching for the guy, but I'm just saying I think people got what he said mixed up. Which is another thing that baffles me about the whole situation. The interview that he was giving had nothing to do with that.
No.
And he voluntarily said that, like that incriminating statement on his own will.
I feel like that was not the network to do that.
Nah, not at all.
Like, and I don't think the lady he was talking to had the skill set to even talk about what he was discussing. Which is, I feel like, I remember I watched the episode, like I watched a little clip from Trevor Noah, and he was just like, had he did this on Oprah and like, Oprah would have probably like spun it in a way, or like it would have been like more intimate in a way where it showed a growth of a man who was in a very dark place and then he elevated from that dark place. But because he did it on like daytime television out of nowhere and then just said that statement and then like said it the way he said, and I don't think Oprah would have allowed him to like, if he did say it the way that you're wrong, maybe she would have had him ask more. They would have asked more clarifying questions.
I don't think that he would have said that on her show.
Oprah wouldn't have let him say that.
No,
on her show.
but I also feel like even if he did, she has the skill set in which to allow him room to explain himself a little better than that network he was on.
But like, he just said it.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
And that's also the thing that hurts. Not to say it like people, he had a movie that just come out, you know what I'm saying, Cold Pursuit just came out. A lot of his fan base is black. Since Taken, a lot of his fans are black. So you had to know that you were gonna have that was gonna be the clip that everyone was gonna run with. You had to know this. Right when your movie comes out, of course you're gonna have people that say, in this time we live in this sensitive time we live in, you had to have known, saying it the way you said it, wording it the way. Of course people were gonna run with the quote. Of course people were gonna be in their feelings. And the majority of people that are in their feelings because they're actually fans of you. You can have certain, I won't say it like this, but you can have certain white people that would have said that same statement, and people wouldn't have been surprised. It's not surprising. But because it came from him, somebody who, like I said, a lot of his fans are black, it's like, for a lot of black people, like, damn, man, I like this dude too. So, like, they just look at it different because it's Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but in a way, I'm just, when it happened, I was just like, it's in the past. I mean, there's nothing much that I can really. I've already seen the majority of it. I mean,
you already gave him your money.
I gave him everything. God damn it! I mean.
That's also part of the argument. Is like people are now branding him as permanently racist when he's clearly not.
He's not, and
like he had a moment of weakness.
Right.
We've all been there. Like ours may not have been that extreme, but also none of our sisters have been raped. True. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Who knows what mindset that puts you in? I'm not condoning what he did, but I'm just saying, who knows what kind of mindset that is? Like, if somebody raped my sister, it's going down. Like, I'm finding that person.
But I don't know what I was. Sit and be like, any
of course
not.
But here's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who knows how we felt about black people before then? You feel me?
Yeah, because you got to keep in mind.
Because you got to remember also, if you don't have many dealings with a certain type of people, the people you have dealt with are going to, form your opinion of all of them.
Yeah, it's like watching Fox.
That's not fair. It's not fair, but that's how the human condition works. You know what I'm saying? So now that he's where he's at now, he's realized that was wrong. He said it was wrong in that same interview, and people are still branding him like he's a Nazi. Which to me isn't fair.
Wrong.
I feel like, but you also gotta keep in mind, Liam Neeson's like, 68, 69 years old? Mm-hmm. So he was born in a time and an era in which, like, when you was going off, like, deem the whole race, he was born in that, where that was the language. He literally experienced that part of life, where, like, the language was nigger and like black bastard and all of that. That was the language, and that it was a demon. Like in what you said, racism is taught. Mm-hmm. So who knows what was fun with? I'm not saying I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about, like what I said, Liam Neeson is just an example. But what I'm saying is, who knows the language in which he was hearing, like what he was hearing coming up, and like how you have to now change your thinking to go with the course of the times, because he literally grew up. He was in that. Like, I mean, segregation and all that stuff is only like, less than 100 years ago?
70 years ago.
It was like 70 years ago. This man is 68, so he's at the beginning stages of all of that. So it's like, and then also the way the media demonizes us now, imagine it then. So it's like when one black person did do something, it was the entire race, which was Rosewood. You saw it's still the same, and it's like, so is that a Liam Neeson issue, or is that how the media? Because it's like the minute one black person do something, it's like all of black people. I don't understand how we are getting it, even though it's statistically wrong. Like, how is it that black people are deemed the people the most on welfare when that's not the case? White people are the main ones on welfare.
We're not meant to actually prosper in this country.
No, we realize. I definitely realize.
That's what I'm saying. Anytime that anything negative comes up, it's going to be painted for the whole entire race. It's not going to change anytime. So I don't see it changing anytime soon. So
it's like imagine mixed with the media, how we're already viewed, and the trauma of his sister. You really just don't know what was in his mind at that time.
But that's why you shouldn't see, this is why I don't understand how black people don't understand or can't separate that it was a while ago.
Because you know why? And now I guess this is me being devil's advocate. Because we're tired of that shit. Like, we're so sick and tired of that. At the same time, like, yes, we're understanding Liam Neeson specifically, or people maybe like him, but I'm like, why would you say something so dumb like that and think that we won't be hurt? Mm-hmm. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, us as black people, we're tired of that narrative of, you said something racist, now we're apologizing. Said something racist, now we're apologizing. You put out something racist, now we're apologizing. When's the filter going to be?
Because this happened a long time. I could understand if it happened now.
But you brought it current. You made it current. So now it is something we could talk about. But my thing is, as me personally, I'm speaking for myself, You get tired. Like, I'm dealing with dualities within myself too, because you want to grow as a person, but at the same time, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of labels putting out racist shit and apologizing for it later. I'm tired of not, like, us always still fighting for representation in Oscars and this, and then apologizing for it later when they realize, oh shit, we didn't nominate a black person.
But that's what I'm saying. This is now. It's something he said long time
but he ago. Brought it now.
I know,
and that's why it's a conversation.
It's not. See, it's different with the fashion. It's different because they know it's like a white person.
But he's a grown man. You should know that reaction that you got was going to him.
I understand that.
Like, because it had nothing to do with what he said.
But it has nothing to do with him now. It's just something that he got off his chest.
But you got it off at the wrong time in life right now.
When did you get it off?
I don't see. That's what I'm saying.
Why do you need to?
Why not though? Why not though?
Why do you need to?
I don't
think
he could have
easily said, "I drew my anger from a dark place and left it there." He did not have to say it came from when he wanted to go out and kill some black dude.
Because the rape of his sister and the rape
of
his sister.
All he had to say, and plus that's maybe his sister didn't want that information coming out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she's still alive, but that situation too. But like, he did not have to elaborate the fact that dark energy comes from that place.
And being that he's a celebrity and he's famous, you are going to have people that will react to it. You can't control how people react to what you say or how you feel. You'll have people that agree and disagree. So saying it on a public platform, of course you're going to have people that react to it negatively.
Right.
It's just it's natural. And like I said, is it as bad as certain other situations people compare it to? No, I don't necessarily think he's a racist. I think he may have had racist thoughts. I know a lot of people that have racist thoughts. I think low-key, everybody judges people when they don't know them. Everybody makes judgments.
But those are stereotypes. That's not racism.
But a lot of racism can stem from stereotypes. That stereotypes literally come from how people perceive you.
That's literally where it comes from. Is.
That's
racism comes from your perception of the stereotype,
and it's a difference between making a judgment as opposed to acting on it, because we all make judgments on people we don't know.
There's plenty of white people who never even met a black person but hate black people. There's plenty of white people probably in the flyover states.
I understand
all because of what they heard about black people. Yeah, those flyover states nobody care about. There's plenty of white people in those flyover states who never even came across a single black person, but for some reason hate black people for what they heard.
Because they sit and watch Fox News all the time.
And it's just, because of what they heard and what they choose to hear and what they choose to believe. And there's plenty of black people who don't like white people because of what they heard or even what they experienced. Like what he said, you can meet probably 3 white people in all your life, and if all 3 of those experiences was bad, you hate white people. Period. Like, there's a lot of it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. But there are people like that, but at the same time, it's like I said, even within self of being black, it's like you want to be mature in the situation and look at it, but then you also want to admit that you're tired of the same song and pony dance. I'm tired. Like, you cannot think, I feel like you just cannot think it's okay to say the things that you say or do the things that you do and then just be thinking like, because you apologize for it, because you grew from it, that it's going to be accepted.
He just said it.
I mean, like I said, we understand, like, he was in the early argument of me, like, the other half of me. I get it. He said something. I feel like him as a person, I don't know him, but I would like to believe he's not racist. But it's sad that he came out in a time right now where we're just not.
I don't agree with that.
We're not.
What it stems down to is we got to be sad that what happened to his sister happened.
Right.
Which caused him to want to murder somebody.
True.
Period. Black, white, Spanish, anything. That's what people got to understand. In the 2019, we have to stop with the colorism. It has to stop because the fact that he wanted to marry a person, period, should be the problem. You feel me? Black, white, Spanish, Asian, doesn't matter. This is a person we're talking about.
Right.
You got to remember, we're living in a society now who will record a video of a dog stranded on the street, worried about the dog with a homeless guy sitting right behind him. You know what I'm saying? People care more about their animals now than they care about people. Okay?
Then if he would have said, I wanted to murder the first person,
nobody would have had a problem.
that's different.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
he specifically said
Black
bastard.
Yeah, of course.
So
I
when you
understand
make
that.
it about
But what I'm
color
saying
and
is
race,
that's what the problem is. Everybody's making everything about color and race. You feel me? That's what the problem with human nature, period, is. Nobody's better than anybody. You feel me? No race is better than other race. No matter what you think, no matter what you were brought up, human nature just sucks, period. You feel me?
But also, see, I agree when I say we got to stop making everything about race. But we got to understand a lot of these are, it is about race. It is. It just is.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, it's not people making it about race that it should be about his sister. We're right. It should be. And I feel like if he would have said, I was so mad I wanted to murder someone, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But when you use the term you used, you made it that big of a deal.
That's what my point was. He should have never said, I want, a black guy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even never mention that it was a person raped my sister. Shouldn't have mattered who it was.
Yeah.
You know
I don't understand why he had to throw in the rape my sister.
Thank you.
I'm still kind of tripping like that.
He could have just said, I drew from a dark place and he would have been fine. Everybody would be going to see the next take.
Because it makes you wonder if this is the thing that basically created the essence of what you are. It kind of makes you wonder if you're still living in that moment where you think people are black bastards. Like, are they black? Like, because if this was the rage, the fuel, whatever he was, like, the movie he's promoting, it kind of makes you wonder, like, was you constantly thinking about the black bastard you wanted to kill? Like I said, this is all about devil's advocacy here with this. Like, you got to kind of see it on both ends. Like, yeah, I'm seeing a man that was in a dark place. He said a bad statement because of, he said a racial slur, things like that. But he's saying how he grew from it and how he had therapy, and I acknowledge that. But also, like I said, the topic is, can a person change from being racist? We have seen these situations, but what you also said is the things that has happened before. Can we forgive past transgressions? No. Like, when do we draw the line in forgiveness then? Because he said a statement. The only thing that separated him from Zimmerman is he actually didn't kill somebody. So, are we forgiving Zimmerman if he come out and say, "Oh, I saw the light.
He killed somebody." No,
I saw the light.
No, because he did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, when, but you said past transgression. So can a person grow from being racist? They were ex-Klansmen who lynched people.
No,
but I think the difference that she's making is the fact that Zimmerman actually did it.
He did.
If Liam Neeson did it,
then he would
and
be,
then said
so he'd be solidified.
It'd be looked at as different.
But I'm just saying, but he'd be solidified racist because of the action that backed it. I agree. But I'm also like, I'm just thinking about people who may comment and also will say, like, but if he did, and let's just say he went and sought therapy, not saying Liam, let's just say anybody was like, yo, I killed a black person because I was racist. He went and did jail. He did therapy. All the things and above came out saying, I'm not racist no more. I'm not that person anymore. Are we still forgiving?
But here's the thing. You can forgive, but not forget or get over. True. You can say, I forgive you, but I still don't like you. Or I forgive you, but I still don't support you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. I think that's how people are looking at it with him. A lot of people may not necessarily think he's racist, but they're just like, because of that, I just don't want to support. I don't look at you the same no more. Yeah. That happens. You can do things or say things that just changes your perspective of someone. You say, I can't look at him the same no more.
Yes, it's true. No, it's true. Like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm only imagining the comments that would be underneath the video, and that was one question that I actually saw underneath the shade room was, had he did it, would you guys still be having the same argument, the same topic, conversation?
It depends.
We would probably not.
Different.
It would be different because he actually did it.
It would be harder to forgive, but everybody has their own. Everybody's different. I mean, some people that hate is just in
It's
them.
in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in them. And you know for damn sure that they're not fucking sorry. Or they're not,
They're just doing this because somebody told them to
Exactly.
say it.
But there's just certain, it all depends on who you are as a person as well. And how you forgive.
The way I feel about it too is like, if he was actually truly racist in present day, he wouldn't even said it. Because he knew what would happen. You know what I'm saying? I think he tried to come at the situation with a bit of nobility, trying to admit his past wrong, and it just got taken completely over.
He was on the wrong channel for that.
That's what I'm saying. So I think if he was truly racist, truly hated black people, he would not have came out and said that.
Because I know another person, like, I remember when, I know you guys probably don't follow, like, makeup artists or whatever. There was another makeup artist named Jeffree Star, right? And, like, when he had this whole situation with the Kim K thing, when he, like, did a review on her makeup, saying that, the swatches were bland, blah, blah, blah. Somebody released a bunch of videos of him calling a bunch of black people niggers, monkeys, things like that. All of that. And, like, basically, one of his things, he was like, I swear, I keep saying, I'm sorry about that.
No.
Those videos was when I was 20. So it's like, but he's like, those videos when I was young.
And how old is he now?
I don't know. I don't know how old Jeffree
Because he
Star is
doesn't
now.
look past 35.
But he also has a lot of work.
Oh, true.
Alleged. But I'm just saying, like, I'm assuming he has a lot of work.
But
done.
it's still something that changes perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing with Hulk Hogan when his tape was released out of saying, I don't want my daughter dating black people, these niggers. We're never going to look at you like we looked at you before we knew that. Because you got caught saying that.
And that was old.
And,
but
then,
yet it's still
and then you have
old.
people.
Oh,
then you
that
have
was
people
old.
no, that was.
current.
But then you'll have people that say, "Well, he didn't
That's
know he
different.
was being filmed."
That's what I was
Exactly.
saying.
You didn't know. So that's just what we heard because you got caught.
That's what
so we
I'm
don't even
saying.
know what you're
What you
doing
done.
when you do
Right,
know.
right.
You're walking on eggshells. The one thing a lot of people that are low key racist do say are things like, "I love black people. I don't. I have black friends." Or no, I'm hugging black. Look, because they're trying to deflect that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But then again, here's another thing that pisses me off too, is how many people, I'm not saying anybody in this room, but how many people who are all up in arms about this Liam Neeson thing are racist themselves, who have said, "Oh, I can't stand white people for whatever reason.
I mean, you would
I
be
can't do
lying
this,
if you.
I can't do that."
But
You
it
know what
goes
I'm saying?
back.
Like,
But it goes back to what one of y'all said. I think it was you. You would be lying if you said you never had a thought. It was you. You'd be lying if you said you never had a thought before. Everybody had something that they thought, like at one point in time.
I think we have a lot of stereotypes. We share the memes that make the jokes about black or white stereotypes all the time. But it's a difference between what you're saying. Like me, I'll say something, but I won't generalize it when it comes to race. Like I say, I hate stupid people, or I hate when stupid people do stupid things and da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to say, this one white person, or all white people. No.
We never had please. Every time we see a scary movie, that's that white people shit. like we be like, let's search the house. That's a white people shit. We all say it. It's not racist, but I'm saying we have general statements.
But that's a stereotype. Yeah. It's like, just like the black people. It's like, the black dude would run. We know, but then we go, the black dude's gonna die. Da-da-da. We have black stereotypes that are in the hood. Black people like watermelon. Black people like chicken. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When we see a hood movie, it's like, the hood rat character. Here we go. We all have those.
Even in those memes when they said yes, and I know you read it in that voice.
Yeah,
but
we do.
Okay,
we do with Chinese people all the time. When you say, if you want to get your feet down, and you do the Chinese voice, people do the black voice, people do the they do the white, skippity do. We all do that. Yeah, it's all based upon stereotypes.
So you're saying like when it's in fun, it's a it's like just poking fun at stereotype.
No, I'm not saying that when it's in. I'm just saying it's a stereotype. That is, it's just is. We have black, white, Chinese, Japanese, everything. We have stereotypes that exist in society.
It's when you take it to the lengths of trying to limit someone, belittle someone, trying to
now degrade
someone
them.
down.
That's when those stereotypes turn into hate.
Yeah, that's when that shit turns into hate, trying to make them not succeed into another. That's when the shit turns into racism. Where you say, "You're black. I don't like you. You need to be hanged." That shit is.
So that's the difference between the funny memes and racism.
All right.
I'm saying? We can do the funny memes all day and just laugh about it because we're just laughing at our differences. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you turn, like Tiana said, as soon as you turn that into actual racism, you're talking about trying to kill people and joining KKKs and all this other nonsense. That's when it's a problem.
Yeah, because one reason I'm asking clarifying questions because it's like when it comes down to these things, it's like it's always like that swervy line. And it's like always like certain people are given like certain passes to certain things depending on who they are, what it is, whatever the case may be. Like, for instance, like I said, when it came down to Liam Neeson talking about his dark time, and then if I brought up a Jeffree Star, nobody trying to hear that shit. But it's like, I think those videos was like 10 years old,
But
too.
see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like the closer it is now, because we're not taking the shit anymore, like you said. We're just not. I'm not.
We're over it.
We're over it. But that's why when that whole, what was it? With the blackface. Gucci came out with that shit. It's like, y'all fucking know what blackface is. What the fuck are you doing?
By this time.
Don't give me that bullshit. Like, any white person, I don't care what you say. Any white person that says they don't know what blackface is, you're a liar.
But you know
You're
what?
a fucking liar.
But you know what? There's some people, like, cause my friend, she works in makeup, and basically she said there's a lot of people who just don't understand it.
What the fuck is there to understand? You literally making someone, you're making a caricature of a black person with pink, red ass lips that we don't have, and you're making us black as fucking tar. What the fuck? I don't understand how that's not racist. And you sitting there shucking and jiving and shit,
That's the sad
smiling
part.
and shit.
If you look at like old Hollywood from 30s, 40s, they did that with Latinos, they did that with Asians, they did that with freaking Native Americans.
With the buck teeth.
Yeah, it was. They did that to every race. So it's like, at what point does this crap stop?
So
and it starts with white people. When the fuck do you stop? When do you stop?
So basically, like, there's no resolve. So this is a good conversation. There's no resolve for this conversation. It's a real tough one. It is. So if you have any comments, please feel free to write them. Any input, please feel free to share. And if you have anybody that this may spark conversation among your group, share it. So until next time.